welcome back, everybody. Whether you are joining me live or you are joining me in the ethers, I'm so happy to be back. Italy was fantastic. I will talk more about it. Still processing everything. Was gone for a month or about 3.5 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that. And yeah, the retreat was amazing. I am very, very excited to share what I've learned, but I'm still kind of in that processing phase of just getting back, just recovering from jet lag is a biatch, y'all. Anyway, so just trying to get reoriented back to life here. And so, but I did want to come on and do my Tuesday transmission. It's been a few weeks. So I wanted to come on and do that this week and get back in the groove of that because we have a big full moon coming. We have the full moon in Capricorn coming up next week. I think like Monday. And on the same day, we have a Mercury retrograde. Plus, there's all this other stuff going on. So I wanted to come and pull some cards on the upcoming Mercury retrograde more so than the full moon because, the Mercury retrograde, everybody kind of gets a little antsy about that. So I thought I'll do that. Um, so just to kind of start out, I am Michelle, and I am intuitive coach, fourth generation intuitive medium, a coach, a co-creative coach, where I coach folks to manifest the life of their dreams. And I love working with women who love to kind of finally put their dreams into action, take them off the vision board where they've sat maybe for years and years and years, and actually make them a reality. And so I love doing that, and I love doing readings. So, welcome to my channel, and let's get started. So it's that time of year again where Mercury retrograde is coming up. But don't worry, I got you. The full moon in Capricorn is happening on the same day. So we're talking June 29th. So you have a little bit of time between now and then. And don't worry, your Segreti de Luna, your Secrets of the Moon report for everybody who is a member of my, even the free Substack member will receive the abbreviated report. And if you are a member of the Inner Circle on the 27th, you will receive in your email the full report. Like I said, if you're a free subscriber, you'll still get the same email, but you will only get the abbreviated version at the top. So if you want the full, rather, like I don't want to say the full moon, the complete full moon version of everything, you'll need to be a member of the Inner Circle. It will talk about the astro energy of the full moon, the other planets going on, the Mercury retrograde. It'll even have several affirmations to support you through this. It'll have several journal prompts so you can go deeper. And it'll also have, there's a new section in it where you have an exercise to help you set some intentions for yourself to manifest in this moon cycle. So if that's something you're interested in, it's $8 a month. That's only one thing you get. You get a bunch of things if you're a member, including the moon circle, the moon reports. You get meditations, you get other tools and tricks for manifesting. So go ahead and sign up if that calls to you, because I would love to have you in that community, and you would get all the stuff and you get all the information. So yay. Okay, so back to the reason we're here. So the same day as the full moon in Capricorn, we were going to launch into a watery Mercury retrograde in Cancer with all the feels, because Cancer is all about the feels. Just a quick, recap. Usual prep that needs to happen between now, today is the 23rd and the 29th. So you got about a week. Don't try to sign any new agreements during Mercury retrograde. Back up all your data. Make sure your travel plans are looked after. Maybe I love this new app called Wanderlog. It doesn't sponsor this video. I just love it from our trip to Italy. It actually sends you updates of what's going on with your flights or your other modes of transportation. If they're in Italy, they have scheduled strikes. So we would get a little message saying, the train people are on strike today, so don't use the train. So, for any sort of snafus, you may want to use that or other watchful eyes on your travel plans if you're traveling between June 29th and July 29th. And just try to avoid any really big purchases. And I kind of get these feeling like don't purchase big electronic things between now, between, or yeah, June 29th and July 20th. That whole Mercury retrograde period. Just kind of avoid that. Just use this time to go a little bit deeper within your own self journey, because that's what these are for. Retrogrades are really for retreats, review, restructuring, like looking at everything that's gone on for the first 6 months, because that's what I feel like this is. I know for me, like after reading about it, I kind of was like, oh yeah, so all the stuff that I did during my ancestral healing retreat, yeah, that's going to come back up to be like, did it take? Um, so just think of it from that perspective. All of the work you've been doing around boundaries, around what you want, all of that Aries energy of stating who you are and what you want, and getting in touch with all of that, that's going to come up against like the family dynamic, those closest to you. So it might be your immediate family, your parents, your kids, that kind of stuff. So just really be on the lookout. That's kind of the themes that's going on. And it's communications and things that maybe have not been said, that have not been said for maybe like years and need to be said to kind of reset the boundary container for that relationship going forward. That's what's going to happen. So, enforcing boundaries, maybe conversations that need to happen so that those relationships can grow with this new energy that we're moving into right now. Because there's a lot of that. I think it's really interesting because July for me, when I keep looking at it, it's such an interesting um, kind of, holding two things at once kind of vibe. So it feels kind of like there's going to be a lot of review, a lot of on a personal level, like looking at everything that you've done and saying, what can I give myself credit for? What can I, and what can I sort through? Like what's working and what's not. And really, when you're looking at letting go of stuff, like letting go of any of the guilt, shame, and blame that you have been carrying that is not yours. Like consistently asking, is this mine? Is this mine? And then letting go of the things that not. And when we do that, that kind of causes disruption because everybody's used to you doing things a certain way. And when you stop doing them a certain way because it's healthier for you to do them in a new way, then people get a little upset. So just be mindful of that because it's not going to be an easy one. So a lot of you guys who are going to watch this, you'll probably be interacting with other people in your family who maybe are not seeing things from the same perspective. Like they're not going to see this as, oh, this is a lesson. We're going to interact and be like, oh, when that old programming pops up, my new reaction to it, you should just expect it. That's not going to happen. They're going to expect you to act the way you've always had. So if like they would say something that would maybe, poke you and you would start arguing and you'd get in the sandbox and throw sand at each other. If you like, if they throw a first, shot over the bow kind of a thing, and you don't even get near the sandbox to have that discussion, and you say something like, an old coach of mine used to say, one of the things you can say is, I don't know how to participate in that conversation. Like, and that's legit what's going on because you're not who you were when you used to throw sand at each other. So going forward, you might not know how to participate in a conversation, and that might rile somebody else up, and just be ready for that. And it doesn't mean that you have to be the one to, tamp down the conversation. What it does mean is you have to kind of take a step back, slow down, review what's going on, what's really being said, not what's coming out of people's mouths. Like, what is the undercurrent? Read that, and then figure out how you want to respond to that. So that could be those could be some triggering situations. And they could be around like emotional safety and security throughout the next couple of weeks because these are having to do with folks that you love and people that were part of your upbringing, or maybe you're part of somebody else's upbringing. So you're in deep, deep, loving relationship with people that are, where all of the cracks in that relationship might come up for a review around the emotional safety and security that you have around there. And that's something, I'll be honest, that was something that we worked on in our retreat that I was at, in Sicily for the past couple of weeks. And I didn't even know what emotional safety was really about. So it was a really big learning experience. So I'm interested to see what happens over the next 3 weeks as all that comes up for review, because I do feel a lot of shifts around that and I felt really good about it. So I'm interested to see what happens. So just so you are aware of that. I wanted to kind of share that with you. So for this Mercury retrograde, I wanted to do some card pulls. So we're going to do a 3 card pull. Card one is going to be, what's the main topic that we, who, as a collective, and I don't mean the big collective like on the planet. I mean, whoever watches this, if you're called to watch this, and if you're called to watch this after this Mercury retrograde is over, if you happen upon it in 2028, even though we're recording it in June of 2026, there's a reason, there's a message here for you. So I'm just, going to run through the card layout that I've designed for this one. And but for right now, we'll just say it's for the Mercury retrograde for June 2026. And so the 3 cards are going to be, what is the main topic that we will need to watch for during this Mercury retrograde for everybody that's here, whether in the ethers or live with me. What do you need to really look out for during this Mercury retrograde? Like, what topic is your main topic, and then what within that topic are you going to need to look out for? And then number 3, what can you do to support yourself during the Mercury retrograde in relation to the answer of those first 2 questions? So let's shuffle them up and see what the universe has to say for us. Yep. Okay. So, of course, 2 of them are upside down. That makes sense. So, the first one, what's the main topic we're going to be working with here? And it's upside down. Love is all around. So, it's actually, Nightingale spirit, but she's upside down. She's upside down. So, what does that mean? So, it says love is all around. If it's upside down, usually when I see this card, when it's upside down, I always think to myself, upside down means I didn't know that, I forgot that I knew that, or I know that and I'm being a whiny baby and I'm ignoring it. I really want to say what Spirit is saying to me right now is it's upside down because you forgot that you knew that. You forgot that love is all around you. So remember, the main topic of this is, regardless of what's going on, the family that you are rendering conversations or distilling conversations back to, like, the things that are bubbling up, for review in the relationship. Remember, these are loving relationships, number one. Whether it is, if you are having a situation where the person you're interacting with is somebody that you're like, but I love this person, I don't understand what's going on. Just remember, there is love there, okay? The reason you have conversation is to clarify the relationship parameters. So maybe it's a conversation that needs to happen because it's going to strengthen the relationship. Now, the other half of this is sometimes you have conversation with family members who, are not super loving, because not every family has a super loving type Brady Bunch style family. And so, with that in mind, the other side of this coin of love is all around is reminding yourself that you, as a divine child of the universe, you are loved, you are worthy, you are just by the mere fact of your existence, you are worthy of love. You are a special divine child of the universe, and all that comes with. So I want to put that for everybody, and with that energy, reminding you that you have a voice, that you have a right to use. You have a truth within you in any situation that is yours, and you have a right to that as well. And just because someone doesn't agree with it doesn't make theirs any more or less important than yours. So just know that love is all around you all the time. And it may not be a family of origin love, it may be some other kind. But, if you do have a relationship where the person you're interacting with during the retrograde is like, and they're getting real agitated, and you're like, but we love each other. I don't understand what's going on. Remember, there's love there, and work from that space as best you can while you're having these tough conversations. So then we have card number 2. What do we really need to look out for? So we have right side up, groundhog spirit, time to let go. So it might be that the subject matter, it's like whatever has been holding the belief system, the structures, all the things that hold us in a certain path that is not working anymore. It's time to let go of that stuff so that you can have the better relationship, so that you can have those conversations that will move your relationship forward as they come up during the retrograde. They might be hard, but you need to let it go so that, because it's in that space of when you both can decide, and by both I mean whoever you're having the conversation with, whoever the situations are that are coming up for you with, if you feel emotionally safe and emotionally secure with that person, even when you're having arguments and stuff, the fact is that sometimes you got to let go of something so that you can have those deeper, better conversations. And then, thirdly, you have upside down wombat spirit. So, and wombat is be at home. And this again is upside down, which is I didn't know that, I forgot that I knew that, or I know that and I'm being a whiny baby. This one is what can we do to support ourselves during the Mercury retrograde? And being at home within self, really being grounded, really being centered, because there's going to be a lot of emotions flying around, which can throw you off your grounding, throw you off your center, because you're, especially if you're an empath, okay? That's coming up for me too, saying to remind empaths out there, which there's a lot of you guys, and there's a lot of empaths that don't know how to manage their energy. And that's something I'm going to encourage every one of us to work on, to clear and shield every day. Because even if you don't do the kind of work that I do, you might just go to the grocery store and you might chat with several people, even ones you don't know, and have a friendly chat. But then there's an exchange of energy there that you don't want to take into the rest of your day. So make sure when you get up in the morning, when you go to bed at night, you're clearing and you're shielding your energy so that you're in charge. It's not just you're being a big old sponge taking up other people's energy so that they feel better. Okay. So that's something you have to be really, really mindful for. And so it's clearing and shielding, asking yourself repeatedly, is this mine? And if it's not, let it go. And then also, like I said, the being at home within self, being okay, like knowing your truth with certainty, knowing all the work you've done to figure out who you are and where you stand and what you want to do, all of that stuff needs to be leaned into so that you can be at home with who you are as you're moving through these conversations, situations that are going to happen during Mercury retrograde for all of us. So, that is my reading for Mercury retrograde. So again, love is all around is our main what you know uh what's the main topic? Just remembering there's love everywhere. Okay, that's a big deal because what happens when we start getting into arguments or getting into the whole boundaries thing, we kind of like start to compromise ourselves. We start to abandon ourselves in support of somebody else's needs than ours own. So remember, always put your mask on first and then help your neighbor. So love is all around, and love yourself enough to do that. Then we have time to let go. So that's the what do we really need to look out? What do we really need to look out for as part of this? You need to let go of some stuff. It might be, this is not the hill I want to die on today. It might be, I got to let go of my old thinking to move forward. It might be, I got to let go of this relationship. It could be any of those things. But remember, just sit with yourself before making snap decisions. That's going to be a biggie because when Mercury goes direct, you don't want the decision to kind of come back and screw up things. And then lastly, be at home. Be at home. Be at home within yourself. That's what this means. Be centered, be okay with who you are in your own skin, be supportive of yourself, do the things you need to do so that you can feel centered and grounded through the next for this next Mercury retrograde. So, and I keep hitting the microphone. It's too close. So, those are the cards for today. Remember, this is a reading for the collective. So, if you want a private reading just for you and your specific energy, my July calendar is open and I am dropping a link in the description for you to go ahead and book your appointment. So, I want to say thank you so much for joining me today. And remember, one way to help me out and my channel is to hit like, subscribe, and click the bell so that you can know when I go live. And also, if you want, go head over to my Substack, Strega and Song, and sign up either as a free or a paid member. If you want to sign up as a paid member, you become a member of the Inner Circle and you get all of the moon reports the full, complete moon reports for the full and new moons. You get a meditation. And there's some other things in this growing library that I'm building for everyone to support them on their manifesting journey, including you. So, anyways, thank you so much for being here and joining me today. And remember, um, until next time, I'll see you in the vortex. I love you so much. Have a great week. Bye.